continue southbound. Almost crashed, still southbound.
Getting stopped.
Rebellious than a teenager with a Ford Mustang GT. Apparently, ignoring a cop and flooring it at 1:30 in the morning. It all began when officers tried to pull over 17-year-old Kevin Olalde for swerving out of his lane. At first, Kevin played along, pulling into a convenience store parking lot. But when the officer approached, Kevin and his passenger exchanged a look, and then he bolted, leaving the officer in the dust.
Go to the gas station. I got one to go.
Units be advised, he stopped here at the intersection. Stop! Stop! I've got spike strips. Stop! Stop!
The chase came to a dramatic end when police spiked all 4 tires at the US 59 intersection. But Kevin wasn't giving up, continuing to push the Mustang to 100 miles per hour on shredded tires.
50. Tumble.
That's when physics took over. He lost control and the car flipped several times on North Temple Drive. The unbelted passenger was ejected in the chaos, and both teens ended up in the hospital.
So y'all ran because of the weed? Y'all ran because of the weed? I mean, that probably would just been a ticket, dude.
After being cleared, Kevin landed in jail, charged with felony evading arrest and possession of marijuana after police found a mason jar full of it in the wrecked Mustang. A night that started with a bad lane change ended with a crash course in consequences. It was early morning on April 10th, back in 2020, when a black pickup decided to turn US Highway 71 into its personal racetrack in Sebastian County, Arkansas. Running red lights, speeding on the shoulder, and treating lanes like suggestions, this driver left law enforcement scrambling.
I'm gonna get the leg up.
What started as a Forest Service officer's pursuit quickly escalated, with county deputies and Arkansas State Police jumping into action.
Red light.
The suspect's tactics weren't just bold, they were downright dangerous. Trooper Michael Springer stepped in, hoping to execute a pit maneuver to bring things to a halt, but this suspect wasn't having it, swerving to block every attempt. It was like watching a game of high-stakes bumper cars, except this was no game. The chase turned chaotic near Zero Street, as the suspect veered into opposing lanes, forcing innocent drivers to dive for safety.
Get up there and get him stopped. If he's driving on the other side of the road, we need to get him stopped. I don't care if he's brake checking you. Just call him stopped as soon as there's an opening on the highway.
The suspense ended at Ben Guerin Park, where Trooper Sean Ellis executed a pit maneuver that sent the pickup spinning. Tragically, the suspect sustained fatal injuries in the final collision. This chase wasn't just dangerous, it was heartbreaking.
Unfortunately, we crashed out here right in front of Ben Guerin.
This chase might just be one of the most ridiculous you'll ever see. It all went down in Dearborn, Michigan, when police spotted a stolen car with Florida plates at Ford Road and Oakman. But here's the twist. The driver didn't just flee, he did it entirely in reverse. Yes, you heard that right. This guy threw it into reverse like he was auditioning for a Fast and Furious stunt team.
And Oakman and Ford. Florida plate. Florida plate, he's going in reverse.
DT open and Ford, stolen vehicle.
Vehicle, he's in reverse on Ford Road, going eastbound on Ford. Single male occupant, air mail.
Air mail, eastbound Ford, collided with the tow vehicle.
20, he's still in reverse. We're slow speeds, his vehicle is...
Starting in a gas station parking lot, the suspect sweared through traffic, clipping mirrors and leaving everyone, including the police, wondering how he hadn't caused a massive pileup.
FDA still
Still reversing on McGraw. We're notifying Detroit.
Turn over to him. He's coming to a stop now. We're at Lawndale.
Somehow, after about a mile of this backward madness, the driver finally threw in the towel near McGraw and Lanyo. With one hand raised in surrender, it was game over. The cops boxed him in, and he was taken into custody without further drama. While you can't help but laugh at the sheer absurdity of fleeing in reverse, the reality is this driver is now facing a stack of charges. No major crashes or injuries, thankfully, but let's just say this chase will go down as one of the strangest stunts in Dearborn's history. Picture this. A green Chevy Tahoe roaring down Interstate 75 like it's auditioning for Fast and Furious Florida Drift. It all kicked off on July 30th, 2023, when Tampa police called in a bolo after the SUV decided stop signs were just suggestions.
Alright, look up there. See ya.
With a TPD air unit overhead tracking its every reckless swerve, officers set up on the highway, ready to intercept. But the driver had other plans, flooring it past 130 miles per hour, dodging spike strips, blasting through red lights, and even driving on the wrong side of the road. It wasn't just a chase, it was a full-on public safety nightmare on wheels. chase finally screeched to a halt at a gas station in Wildwood after law enforcement boxed the Tahoe in, and not before one officer had to rip the front end off his patrol car mid-pursuit just to keep up. Talk about dedication. The driver, Daquan Marquise, was dragged out at gunpoint and arrested, likely adding aggravated fleeing and reckless driving to his resume of bad decisions. At the end of the day, he may have outrun spike strips, but he couldn't outrun accountability or a parking lot full of squad cars.
Coming up to 39th Street.
On a sunny afternoon in Vero Beach, Florida, 22-year-old Austin Schwartz thought his sport bike was faster than the law. Clocked at a jaw-dropping 120 miles per hour in a 45 miles per hour zone, Schwartz probably thought he was starring in his own action movie. The Indian River County Sheriff's Office wasn't having it.
Passing multiple cars, really extremely reckless, still eastbound 37th.
With deputies on the ground and their helicopter Hawk tracking from above, Schwartz weaved through traffic like a man on a mission, or a man without a plan. The streets were packed, and every second of the chase had the potential for disaster.
Southbound on the boulevard. Southbound on the boulevard.
What kind of bike is it? Looks like he might run out of gas momentarily.
That's a sport style bike, white helmet. He's moving so fast it's really hard to get a description. I could tell it's just a sports bike, that's for sure. Passing 21st Street, like I said, really high rate of speed. Already up to 17th Street. We are going to continue southbound. Almost crashed, still southbound. Looks like he's on the sidewalk now. And wipeout, he just crashed. South of 17th Street Boulevard.
At the intersection of 17th Street and Indian River Boulevard, Schwartz miscalculated, clipping a truck and sending his bike and his escape plan flying. The chase ended there, with Schwartz taken into custody. He faced charges of reckless driving and fleeing law enforcement, but walked out of jail on a $40,000 bond. One thing's for sure, speed might win on the racetrack, but on the streets, it's only a matter of time before reality and the cops catch up.
Come on. Pull over.
On August 7th, 2021, police spotted a red Chevy Equinox trying to skip traffic by speeding up the shoulder. When the officer signaled the driver to pull over, the suspect nodded like he was about to comply, but then hit the gas, weaving through 3 lanes of traffic and taking off down the shoulder.
Please stop. Atlanta, we're continuing northbound on the shoulder.
Yeah, 4, do you want a couple trips?
And 10-4 on 1080, approaching Edgewood.
Left shoulder, right shoulder.
Things went from bad to worse when the Chevy barely avoided slamming into a parked sedan, and later a pedestrian after running 2 red lights. At this point, it was clear, this driver didn't care who got hurt, as long as he got away.
You go ahead and drive. Once you leave, I'll call you.
Red.
Hey, 14, be with 4680.
All right, stop, traffic stop here.
Passing Auburn Avenue.
Red light. Red light. Clear left, go.
Back on connecting northbound.
814's got me a secondary. Right shoulder.
Beach Street. Clear, come up on Beach Street.
Exiting. Slowing down.
And off on Beach Street. Clear, got off on Beach Street.
1050.
1050, 1050.
The chase ended dramatically when the Chevy crashed into a guardrail at the Peachtree Street exit. 4 people bolted from the car, but the driver, identified as D'Angelo Antoine Rogers, didn't get far. After a brief foot chase, officers caught him hiding near a parking garage. Here's where things took a darker turn. Rogers was wanted for aggravated assault in a domestic violence case, and the crashed vehicle revealed even more trouble: a loaded handgun, suspicious payroll checks, and a bottle of what appeared to be liquid promethazine. 2 passengers were also arrested, one wanted for felony theft, while a third was released without charges. Rogers now faces a slew of felony charges, adding to an already messy criminal history. This chase serves as another reminder: bad decisions on the road often lead to even worse consequences. This chase starts off like your typical high-speed pursuit but quickly turns into a mix of chaos and comedy. On April 18, 2023, Trooper K. Akers spotted a white Infiniti on Interstate 10 with an illegally tinted windshield, basically screaming for attention. But as soon as the trooper lit up the sirens, you could guess what was coming. We're talking speeds over 130 miles per hour, reckless lane changes, and even a dramatic U-turn through the grassy median. Things got even more intense when the Infiniti clipped a guardrail, spun out of control, and smashed into another car, injuring a passenger. And just when you think it's over, the driver jumps out and bolts up the interstate on foot. Here's where it gets wild. As officers closed in, they unleashed a K9 unit, but instead of biting the suspect, the dog bit one of the troopers. Talk about adding insult to injury. Eventually, the driver, Isaiah Jamal Kali, was caught and cuffed. A search of his car revealed 2 firearms. One of them was an AK style. A stash of marijuana was also found in the car, adding up to charges. After a quick trip to the hospital, Kali was booked into the Escambia County Jail. So, a lesson for everyone. If you're going to make bad decisions, maybe don't combine illegal tints, reckless driving, and running from the police. And definitely avoid angering the K9s.
I'm dying, man. Come on, please help me.